Well, hello there to my Geminis. This is Queen Moon Ra coming to you with your general reading, Geminis. Let's get it. Let's get it. And let's get it. This reading is going to be for the 31st of October through the 7th of November. Yours and Virgo's ruling planet, Mercury, goes retrograde. I want to say it's November 9th, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say it's November 9th. I'm pretty sure that it goes retrograde again, because it goes retrograde. It went, that would be 3 times this year. So it would have gone retrograde 3 times this year. So, yep. I want to say November 9th. I want to say it goes retrograde in Sagittarius. So I'm pretty sure it goes retrograde in Sagittarius on November 9th. So prepare for that. Prepare for that. We can be in pre-shadow retrograde already, but it goes officially goes retrograde November 9th. All right, let's set the tone. I am polite with everyone I meet. I am polite with everyone I meet. That's going to make all the difference in the world. Be polite with everyone that you meet. Yep. It makes all the difference in the world. So somebody's talking about fighting for something, right? Someone's talking about fighting for something, maybe fighting for love. You know what's coming to mind? I don't know why the singer Peter Cetera, one of his songs from back in the 80s, I want to say, oh my gosh, I don't even know why I'm thinking about an 80s song. Oh my God, what is the name of that song? We Did It for Love. Is that the name of the song? That's not the name of the song. I think that's some of the lyrics of the song, right? We did it for love, or we're fighting for love. Because I saw that Knight of Swords. But somebody wants to fight for love, right? Somebody really, really wants you to fight for your relationship. Okay, so we're in Scorpio season, right? So at the time of filming, all of these videos are retrograde. I mean, excuse me, retrograde. my brain's right. No, all of these videos are timeless, right? Because I got retrograde on my brain, because I knew I wanted to make sure I told Virgos and Geminis that your ruling planet is going retrograde. I did not want to forget that. If no other sign heard it, I wanted to make sure you guys got that information, right? Because I think it's pre-shadow retrograde right now. But yeah, for some reason that I'm gonna look up the name of the song, because I'm quite sure there's some lyrics that I probably want to recite, and I don't want to get them wrong. But I saw that Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck of this deck, right? But somebody really wants you to fight for their love. Here we have the Queen of Swords here. So I see you as a person who is very high vibrational, whoever you are. This is a current situation. It doesn't really matter if you're a man, a woman, black, white, whoever. I see somebody as very high vibrational, and you're putting your emotions behind lock and key, because you're putting your emotions behind lock and key. Somebody is very clear in their thinking of just kind of sort of where you are on your journey right now, right? Remaining polite with everyone that you meet. And people are talking. People are talking. There's some lips that are moving. People are inspired to chitter chat about some things. They're gossiping about some things, right? And so you're not really moved by the gossip. You're not really moved by the gossip, right? Because some people are talking about you, right? But you're not really moved by the gossip, the emotions, right? Because it's all smoke and mirrors. That's what it is. It's smoke and mirrors. Because it's like you almost have to, no matter what you say, you got to smooth things over. This is the 5 of Wands. You got to always find your smooth stone to smooth things over, right? So here you are sitting at the Queen of Swords, excuse me, and I want to say that we are in pre-shadow retrograde, because I believe that your planet Mercury goes retrograde November 9th, right? So we're not that far away. And on top of that, we have a full moon coming up, right? Full beaver moon that's coming up. So you're kind of dealing with some bullies. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with bullies who like to get some stuff started, right? Who like to gossip, who like to keep stuff going, right? The good thing about you being an excellent communicator is that you are polite with everyone that you meet. This is what I'm seeing here. Whoever you are, you're polite with everyone that you meet. And what you have in common with a lot of people, like in my readings, I make reference to a lot of movies, a lot of books, songs, creativity, right? Because again, Venus, the whole world, Venus, right? Art, music, aesthetics, that's Venus, period, right? You could be dealing with some vain, vengeful, and green with envy spirits. The Hierophant card connects us with the material world. Like the dark side of the Hierophant energy is the materialism, right? So you could be talking about people who are talking about the material world, like it's in a physical thing. They could be, their interest in talking about things could be significantly different than yours. You could be talking about the light side of things. You could be talking about like if you're seeing a piece of art which is subjective, creatively, art is just subjective. You could look at something and somebody else could look at something and you can see something totally different in it, right? So it's saying this is why you keep your emotions under lock and key, and just kind of sort of reserve. You just kind of sort of like, let me just kind of sort of see. Let me just, before I talk about something, let me just kind of sort of see, because somebody's just saying somebody's smoking mirrors about something, whatever. So here we have the Page of Swords here, and there's a younger person who is taking notes. There's a younger person who is kind of sort of really taking notes of some things, right? Because you have a lot in common with a lot of people, right? Here you have two people that's taking notes right here, right? You have some energies. You got Page of Swords and Page of Wands, which is both messengers, right? So they're comparing notes and just kind of basically saying, almost like playing devil's advocate. Well, what if this and what if that? What if this? What if that? Because people are talking, right? And we got the number 8 here, right? So somebody's trying to break some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse. Because we got the number 8 here. But somebody wants you to fight. This kind of picking up on. Somebody wants you to fight for love, like, but their definition of fighting is not the same as yours. You're fighting for self-love because you're an air sign, and they want you to physically fight for your love together. Like, let's sit down and have a warm fireside chat. You are all talked out. They over here cooking up something. Well, maybe we can go out to eat. Like, somebody is so off the mark. They talking about cooking. They literally are talking about, let's go sit down and have a nice dinner. Let's have a warm fireside chat. But see, when I'm reading cards, I'm looking at everything, colors, all of that, significant, all of this. You're dealing with some energies who, you see these plants right here, right? You see these plants, these buds and stuff here. Your sensitivity is so heightened right now because you've been around these energies. What you didn't see before, you see now times 1,000, if that makes any sense, right? So I was about to make reference to this movie and I could see the actor's face. If the movie title comes to me, because I haven't forgotten about Peter Cetera's song. I could see the actor's face. He has these piercing blue eyes. And his senses became awakened. It's like this is what closing out cycles. This is what I talk about purging so much on my channel. We have 8 major moon phases within one cycle, right? So if cycle is 29.5 days, Gemini, long, 29.5 days long, and you're purging throughout the phases within a cycle, constantly purging, drinking your water, getting your rest, getting outside, getting some fresh air, getting some sunlight. It doesn't have to be sunny outside. It can be raining outside, but as long as it's light, you're getting sunlight, right? You're having to constantly find a smooth stone. That is exhausting for an air sign to have to constantly keep talking about, taking notes, writing down. It ain't that much dinner in the world. Yes, you and somebody are not motivated by the same thing. You and somebody are not motivated by the same thing. You'll end up For somebody, you'll end up gaining a lot of weight, and then that'll be a problem, because this energy will start to compare you with, they like to gossip. Y'all are just not motivated by the same thing that I'm just seeing here. They already talking about somebody just smoking mirrors. Yeah. I feel like somebody is, yeah. So here we have. I see you getting married. You're at a crossroad right now, but you're just kind of sort of passing on through. See how this person is on a motorcycle by themselves? This is you. I see you getting married. You be constantly taking notes. It'll literally feel like a project for you to be with somebody, because they're cooking up something right now. Like, okay, I really want to take this person to dinner. I can see myself. You know what I'm seeing here, right here, is that people are talking, right? Like, maybe y'all need to link up. Maybe y'all need to talk. Like, this is what I'm seeing here. So you being polite with everyone that you meet. People are talking about you. Your energy is very magnetic, whoever you are. And people want to marry you. That's all. People see you single. They see you as like, okay, you're focused, you're driven. They see you as money, like, because 8 is the money exchange number. People want to link up with you. But of course, these people know what people have been saying about you behind your back. This is your past, whoever you are. So people want to link up for you, but it's for different reasons, right? So somebody's thinking about, okay, I want to invite this person to dinner. I want to invite this person to dinner. I'm going to cook up something for them, you know. But now, knowing what you know now, right? And we're not talking about spaghetti dinners where everybody say, okay, somebody cooking spaghetti, somebody must have put a root or spell on somebody. We're not talking about that, because people just be gossiping and just talking about anything. They don't even know what they're talking about. But you have taken notes. You remember you're ruled by Mercury. So your mind is constantly in learning mode. Like, you can't help it. That's just how you wired. So your mind is constantly in learning mode. So somebody talking about they want to take you to dinner, you know, they popping up in your feed. Every time you turn around, it's like somebody wants to be indelibly imprinted on your brains. Like, they want to be on the front of your mind, right? They want you to, like, well, what happened to the person that they were with? They arguing. Because now people are talking about them. They like, okay, they ain't going to make it. So they were with somebody, and now they arguing. Their backs against the wall. Their backs against each other. So whoever this person, whoever, I'm talking to you, Gemini, whoever they were with this person, people are starting to see, okay, that was just smoke and mirrors. Somebody was really trying to make you jealous. Somebody was trying to make you jealous. So whoever this energy is, people are now talking about them because somebody was trying to make you jealous. Yeah. Here's the Page of Cups, and right, whether it was cocktails or mocktails, I don't know what's really in the cup. I'm just reading the cards. On this particular deck, it looks like, you know, whatever kind of drink this is, I don't know what it is. But somebody is trying to cook up, somebody trying to cook dinner for you, but you've already taken notes. You've already taken notes. You and somebody are not motivated by the same thing. They literally would drive you to drink. Whoever this energy is, they would literally drive you to drink just because you would be constantly taking notes. Because when they could have taken a position to protect you, they sat there and listened to the gossip. It's almost like they sat there, they just listened. They sat there and listened to all the gossip about you. Whereas somebody else, they just kept on rolling by. They didn't want to hear it. That's how it's going to determine which energy is for you. Somebody sat there and played in the reindeer games. They linking up with people. They want to hear all the stuff that was said, because you know what? You would be in a relationship with an open enemy. That's what this is. I'm telling you, you would be in a relationship with an open enemy. Somebody sat there with this group of people. They linked up with this group of people. They listened to all the gossip about you. They heard about every dirty, kinky, anything you did in the bedroom. They listened to all of this stuff. So a lot of this stuff they were turned on by, right? And they were taking notes like, oh, they cooking up something for you. They learned every dark moon magic, what herbs to cook in your food, what herbs to be having, like the smells and stuff in the background. They know all of that stuff because they sat there and listened to the conversations, right? So they this is what like an energy that would, who has learned magic, but they would use it for evil instead of using it for good, right? They would literally drive you to drink because they took too long. Somebody took too long to defend you. They took too long to speak up on your behalf. They sitting there learning all the darkness, and the light came on for you and while you were in hermit mode. See, while you were in hermit mode, this is the beauty of you being a Gemini. So let's break it down for the breakdown. This is the beauty of you being a Gemini. The duality. This person who could have been a perfect match for you, they took way too long to defend your honor. There is no way a person who really wants to be in a relationship with you is going to sit around and listen to gossip about you. Because they're already tainted. They're already contaminated. They're not going to sit there and listen to gossip about you. They want to get to know. This is an adult now. We're not talking about somebody who has a teenage mind. We're talking about somebody who has a desire to love and be loved. That's heart chakra. Solar plexus is the one that's below the heart chakra, which is compete, compare, right? You would jump into a relationship with an open enemy, with a person who would sit there and listen to gossip about you because they're already contaminated before y'all even got in a relationship. So you constantly going up a hill in that relationship because no matter what you say, you're going to have to prove that you're not lying because they already sat around and listened to the gossip about you. You have to constantly prove that you're not lying about something. A light came on for you while you were in hermit mode. Because they always have to look like, if you talk about the 8th house here, you got to go back to the 7th house. They always have to make you look like the shadow to their light. They have specialized in driving people to drinking. They won't be specialized in driving you to drink because you just watched this video. So if they're the type that likes to drink, and somebody called them out of they're a drinker, and somebody could have been compassionate about it because that's a disease and something could have triggered that from their childhood. They could have had a legit traumatic situation, and somebody could have loved them to pieces and been right there with them to say, "Hey, go get some help." You know, it could have been a teacher, a professor in their college, right? I had this professor who was open. He was open about he had a drinking issue, problem, whatever. But nobody could tell him that he was not a dynamic. I mean, he was dynamic at what he did. He knew his stuff top to bottom. The line would be wrapped around the corner for people to hear what he had to say about stuff. He was just that good in his profession, right? And it could have been the job itself. It could have been the job itself. It could have just been the job that's stressful, right? But who knows? Who knows? No matter how compassionate you are, somebody refuses to get some kind of help. So they, instead of them getting some kind of help, they would rather study you, listen to the gossip about you, drive you to drink, and make you look like you're the shadow to their light, right? So when it's time, so they want to sit there and listen to all the conversation about you. So when 8th house is about intimacy and shared possessions. So anytime it's time to break away from them, they feel like they got all this dirt on you. And a light came on for you. A light came on for you of who links up with who. What group of people will do that to somebody? See, some people will leave a relationship free and clear. Hey, you can have everything. They don't want anything. They literally don't want anything. But see, some of it is that you got to read the fine print too, right? Because that can even be tricky. Some people will lie and say, "Oh, somebody took everything." Just anything. You got to read the fine print. You got to read the fine print. That's why some people take notes. You're having a tower moment. You're having a total recall because Something to you sounds eerily the same. That's why you're having a tower moment, because some people don't want to break up. They don't want this right here, number 8 right here. They will tell people they don't want to break that chain. So you got to see how this person has this notepad in their hand taking notes. You got to read the fine print. So when it's time to break, this person has sat there and listened to every piece of gossip about you to everybody. They sat there and listened to anybody that had anything negative or horrible to say about you. They sat there and listened to it. Your family, friends, anybody. They right there in the pocket. They listening to all of it. That is an open enemy. That's an open enemy, right? So while you sitting there taking notes, trying to learn their love language, they sitting there cooking up something just in case you trying to leave. So here you are trying to leave. And what they do, accuse you of being an alcoholic, you drinking, right? A light came on for you while you were in hermit mode, and you're having a total recall. All of these people belong to the same group. That's what they have in common. They all belong to the same group of people. Same old, same old. An image. They just want to portray a particular image. Anybody that leaves, they try to create a nightmare. There's a 9 of Swords right there. Anybody that leaves, they try to create a nightmare. So you're waking up. You are waking up. That's what you have in common. It's 2 sides of the swords. Anybody who try to leave, they try to create a nightmare. This is why you're polite with everyone that you meet. And the way they try to create a nightmare, oh, they were talking about us behind the back. Let's take them to court. This 7 right here is a justice card. Yeah. They want to bury you in court 6 feet under this number 6 right here by being shady behind your back. Planting seeds just to grow the money, right? Want to have you set out your house, right? Best thing you can do is keep them out of your life. Yeah. Just end it. Just end it. That's how your wishes are going to be fulfilled. That's why some people, they cut it off and they just start piecing their income together. Multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. Because you start realizing, okay, at the very beginning, right now, whoever you are, whatever stage you're in, somebody wants to marry you. Because they see money all over you. You are a hot commodity. Whoever you are, that number 8 is a money exchange number. And people are like talking about, oh, see, what somebody doesn't see is that whoever this energy who wants to marry you, they just like attention. For real, they just want attention. That's the only motivator, is that they like attention. That's it. They like to be the center of attention. If they feel like their attention their significance is starting to kind of calm down some, they can't help it. They've been like that since they were a kid. Like, they like attention. Anything that's going to put them in the spotlight, they like attention. So if you happen to be the flavor of the month and you're getting some spotlight or some attention, hey, let's get that. But they sat around too long and listened to the gossip about you. Right? That'll be a setup for failure. Because this energy right here, as soon as you realize, okay, this is not what you thought. Like, wait a minute. They're part of the same kind of group, whoever. They'll have so much dirt on you. You're like, oh my God, I cannot believe. And that's a destiny swap. That's what a destiny swap looks like. They're going to tell everybody you smoking mirrors, people talking about you behind your back. No matter how much you're trying to piece something together, you know, you don't have this, you don't have that. But there's, like I said, that's how people become the Queen of Swords. They sit on their throne, they put their emotions to the side. They don't care about people talking about them. Right? So So somebody put out a message that somebody is not married because they use the word a drunk. That's the word. Somebody, y'all, if people don't stop playing. But that's what somebody said. Somebody's like, oh, that's why they're in hermit mode. They don't come out because they drink. They don't want people to know that they drink. That's this group. Child, that's this group of people. That's why it's so funny, because unless you're a person that really buys into that, like you're clutching your pearls, oh my God, I would die of shame if somebody really believed that about me. That's why the tower is coming down on these people, because that's what they do. As soon as somebody breaks a chain and says, hey, they moving on from this group, then all of a sudden they want to bring a tower down. Oh, this person, they drink, they do this and that. If a person is drinking responsibly, who cares? For real. So anyway, a time to give rather than a time to take. Somebody could have a moon in Virgo. I don't know. So bottom line is, the best thing you can do is to keep people out of your business. Hopefully this is helpful to somebody who may have felt like they were like either kicked out of a group or you wanted to be a part of something. Please don't let this stress you out. Hopefully this is offering some kind of comfort for somebody. Please don't let this stress you out, because so many people have heard the same thing. So many people have got caught up, like into this. You thought you were polite with everyone that you met. And some people really feel like if I can't beat them, I might as well just join them. Some people's kids have gotten involved. Adult kids have been involved in, burying somebody, being shady behind people's backs, all of this, right? And so some people have just had to say, okay, if they're old enough to do that, then they'll just end it. They'll piece things together just to have their wishes fulfilled. And part of the wish is just to get some rest. That's part of the wish, just to get some rest. So, adjust your crown on your head. You're moving mountains. Whoever you are, you're moving mountains. And I see somebody living a softer life. So whether you married or you're single, whatever the situation is, if these people are talking about, you drinking or whatever the case, listen, personally, I don't like the taste of alcohol, but that's what these people do. They'll get your whole family involved if necessary. They'll make you feel like you're comfortable around them. They'll take pictures. If you have a glass of wine during a situation, they'll post you up on social media. I mean, anything it's a humiliation ceremony. And you won't even know it happened until after the fact. You're just having a total recall of something. You're just now waking up from some nightmares. Yeah. So many people have it in common. Don't worry about somebody thinking that you're talking about somebody behind their back, because you're not. It's just too many people have the same thing in common, right? Your ancestors are helping you to sail on to calmer waters. They're helping you to sail on to calmer waters. You're just learning how to keep people out of your business. That's all. Some people just move on to have a happier life. So hopefully this offers some people some comfort. I hope this doesn't deter you from having a healthy relationship. There's plenty of people out here that's a healthy relationship. These two energies right here, you've taken notes. You could have found out your love language. You could really have a vested interest in finding out this person's love language. They could have a vested interest in finding out what was significant to you. It's a frequency. It's a frequency. When I read cards, I'm reading the frequency of the cards, both sides of it. So you may have experienced that in the past where you were high vibrational. Somebody just felt like, okay, they really weren't. Something was an unrequited love. That's what it was. It really was an unrequited love. Somebody felt like they weren't good enough for you. So let's see what we can find out to knock this person off of their throne. And instead of them really seeing that you really wanted to help them, they said, no, I don't want no help. How dare you even want to help me? And unrequited love is just a message from the universe saying that the person does not deserve you. So listen up and move on to find that one true love who will love you for all you are. Right? Yeah. This was just an unrequited love. And, or it could have been several unrequited loves. But hopefully this offers some, hope for someone, that you've awakened from some kind of a nightmare, that everybody is a pick-me spirit. You want to be chosen for a job, picked for an organization, whatever you want to be picked for. That's not an embarrassment or a shame. You just know your worth and your value, right? So this is what I'm seeing you coming up on. And you saw something, even if you were want to be picked or chosen as having a relationship like with your kids, because I'm seeing 2 kids here. Somebody could have 2 kids, or let me see, maybe it's 3 kids. You could have a water sign as a kid, air sign, and a fire sign. You could have 3 kids here, and people they could all be talking, right? And just, you could feel like you tried everything to smooth some things out, whoever you are, and now you're finding yourself having to patch some things together. But if everybody's an adult, you may have to just pick and choose what you can share, especially if it just feels like something is a nightmare. But so many people have gone through the same things. But just know you have a lot of ancestors around you. You don't have to say anything negative about anybody, really. There's just too many books, too many books, too many movies, too many screenplays, too much art out here to make reference to that could trigger. Shoot, these Halloween masks for real could trigger a memory of something, right? But it's a time to give rather than a time to take. I feel like you're moving mountains here. I feel like you're learning how to be in receiving mode. You're moving into a softer life. You're learning how to sit on your throne, put your your feelings to the side, and just say, hey, listen, I'm keeping people out of my business. I'm just keeping people out of my business. I see a lot of your wishes being fulfilled. So continue being polite with everyone that you meet. And that's what I'm seeing for you. So hopefully this